Through sheer determination, Rachel and Jeremy have managed to survive the night.
It went from being black to grey outside, but daylight had no bearing on the temperature.
Each time the wind blows out, little ice crystals come and shower your body. We were becoming cocooned in ice, and literally our clothing was starting to freeze onto our body. I felt completely exhausted, you know, just shattered. Every now and again, lightning would strike. At that point, I thought, if the lightning hits us, it hits us. At least it will be quick.
There's no way we can descend. It would have been a suicide mission.
Exhausted and hypothermic, trying to rappel off the storm-lashed mountain is impossible.
Let's see if we got an SMS.
I switched on the phone and we took a deep breath. And then we heard that sound. It was from Avery. He said, "I'm on the case."
Rachel's close friend, Avery Cunliffe, has received the message and contacted the emergency services.
It really gave me hope that there were now people out there who knew our situation, understood it, and were on the case.
But until the weather improves, any rescue attempt is out of the question. After 10 long hours, a break in the storm offers the climbers a glimmer of hope.
And then we hear a tiny, tiny sound over the wind.
Do you hear that?
Sort of whop, 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 and you can't tell if it's the wind or a helicopter. And then it gets louder and you become more and more definite, more and more clear that, yes, this is the helicopter.
Over here!
And I can see the helicopter, and I jump up and down with the shelter in my hand, and Jeremy stands there with his hands up. There was complete relief and elation.
We're out of here, you know, it's all over. This nightmare is going to end.
And I can see the pilot, and it's like he's so close, I can actually touch him. I'm waiting for this man or this rope to come out of the helicopter, and it doesn't happen.
We see this helicopter just being tossed about like a cork on the ocean, you know, up and down, left and right. And I just look at this and go, yeah, there's no way. It's just suicide from their point of view.
Trying to extract the couple in these weather conditions risks crashing the helicopter into the mountainside, killing Rachel and Jeremy, as well as the crew.
It's devastating. They were just so close, and yet a world apart from us. Jeremy hugged me and he said,
Hey, you know where we are, all right? They'll get to us. Don't worry, all right? They know where we are.
I had to say the right things, but I knew deep down that we were going nowhere.
As dusk falls, Rachel and Jeremy face another horrific night on the mountain.
You can almost feel the weight pushing your body into the dirt and the sand. And I wouldn't let them down. I had already let them down enough.
Roger, too, is showing symptoms of advanced dehydration. Lack of water stops vital impulses being sent to the brain and causes blurred vision. Now his body is giving up.
There comes a point, and this is when you really know you're in trouble. You stop sweating. Because now there's no moisture left in your body to get out of your pores.
But however tough it is, the thought of Shelley and the kids drives him on.
You think about your family. You can't give up.
At last, Roger's determination seems to have paid off.
I saw a vehicle coming right towards me. I knew that at that time of day, that was not going to be a human smuggler. I knew that. I thought everything was going to be okay then.
Finally, Roger thinks he's found the help that's going to save his family.
Thank God. I'm thirsty. My girls need help.
I hardly talk because there's no moisture, and I'm saying I need help.
Please. Agua. Agua.
What was that, amigo?
The girls are...
I think we got ourselves a genuine legal.
No.
Ain't that right, amigo?
No. Please, I'm thirsty. Thirsty.
Thirsty?
Yes.
You want a drink?
Please.
Oh, here we go. See you later, amigo!
Roger's appearance has changed so drastically that he's mistaken for an illegal immigrant.
The most helpless feeling a person could ever have in their life. And I'm like, what else? What else could happen? I knew that Shelley and those kids were running on empty out there.
But just as Dewey gets his first taste of water in nearly 12 hours,
Come on, guys, over here!
like the first helicopter, it doesn't appear to notice him.
Come on!
Throughout the day, several more helicopters pass overhead.
Over here!
But none of them sees him. Dewey starts to realize that they aren't search and rescue helicopters, but are carrying tourists on sightseeing trips to the volcano. Mad with thirst, he's torn between trying to attract their attention and finding life-saving water.
At that point, I started doing schizophrenic back and forth. I would crawl as fast as I could to get out where I could reflect the mirror at them. And then as soon as that didn't work and they were gone, I'd crawl back in again to try to find moisture.
Guys! Come on!
I was really operating in very much a panicked way that was just, it was burning up everything I had. And I look down, and the beads of sweat on my arm are as big as the drops I'm getting. So I'm exerting way more energy and water and moisture than I am actually getting moisture.
I flashed my mirror at probably 12 helicopters today, and not one acknowledged me. I don't think anyone's looking for me.
But the next day, the blizzard just gets worse and worse.
As the morning came in and the storm carried on raging on, it became more and more depressing. The thought that this storm was never going to pass.
They've had nothing to drink or eat now for 72 hours. Both men are severely dehydrated. And in the Arctic conditions, Jamie Fisher is succumbing to the effects of hypothermia.
I know that we both must have had thoughts that maybe we wouldn't be making it down alive.
The two climbers are desperately weak from a lack of food and water. In order to survive, Jamie Andrew knows he can't let his friend lose hope.
Neither of us ever mentioned the possibility of not making it. We only talked about positive things.
Jamie, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get down?
I don't know.
I'm going to have a nice hot bath and a boat. I'm going to have a huge pot of tea with about 20 sugars.
Sod the tea. I'm going to have a lukewarm beer.
Good man. Good man.
The afternoon wears on. But just as it seems, they will have to spend yet another night in the blizzard.
It's starting to break. Jamie, the weather's starting to break.
I looked out, and there, for the first time in days, we could see the mountain peaks on the other side of the valley. We heard that unmistakable thud, 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 thud. And straight away, they saw us. That was just an incredible moment. We were rescued. We were down in the valley. We were having hot baths and hot meals, and all that went through our heads.
But as the helicopter attempts to hover directly overhead, it's pushed back by fierce mountain winds.
Where are they gone?
We realised what the difficulty was. It couldn't hover anywhere near us because of the massive updrafts that blew up the mountain face.
Time after time, the helicopter is forced back. Finally, the pilot manages to get within yards of the stricken men.
We could literally see his face. It was really being thrown about all over the place like a toy.
Close now, come on!
At any moment, it looked like it might be dashed against the rocks on the ridge either side of where we were trapped.
But at the last moment, the pilot loses his battle with the wind and is forced to abandon the rescue.
I can't describe how gutted we were to be left there on the mountain on our own. It just felt even more lonely being there having seen other people for the first time in days, and then just be left abandoned to our fate on the mountain again.
I don't think I can make it through the night.
Just keep it together, Larry. We're gonna make it.
Tommy still has no way of knowing if his head injury is life-threatening. The crash impact may have left his brain badly bruised or bleeding internally.
I wasn't sure that I'd be awake all night. I could possibly go into a coma for no telling how long. And I was worried about letting Larry down, and because if I died, he would probably die too.
Tommy! Tommy! Wake up! The helicopter's come back! Wake up! Hey! Hey! Help! Hey, we're here! Over here!
When they came back the second time, they were flying much slower. The lights were bright when they flashed the lights across us because they were much, much closer.
Hey! Hey!
The first time, they had come so close and yet not found us. And that's when I remembered that I had a camera in my pocket. So I got out of the hole, walked over into kind of a clearing. I had 5 flashes left. And so I took my camera out and aimed at the helicopters as they were flying along their route. I flashed it as they came by. First low, next a bit up, next straight across from us. Next further behind us. But they didn't see us. I fired off the last of my flashes. The 5th flash. And the helicopter paused and started searching with the searchlight. And then they spotted the airplane.
It was fantastic. It was like hallelujah. It was the best present, the best thing that ever happened to me.
Justin has delivered on his promise to get his friends help.
I knew that we'd found them. I've done everything I could possibly do. And so, yeah, I was definitely relieved and happy.
The helicopter crew search for a clearing from which to pick up the 2 injured and exhausted men.
And all of a sudden, the helicopter bumped a couple times, like some turbulence. And I thought, wow, that was weird. And we just spun around and bam, into the side of the mountain.
It's the second time Justin Kirkbride has been in an air crash in 24 hours. As the night drags on, Tommy and Larry start to wonder what has happened to their friend.